Good evening now. Um, I would like to know a little about consciousness from Dr. Bansal. Sir, what is consciousness and where does it originate from?
Right. Thank you, Dr. Anoop. I'm Dr. Bansal. I happen to be professor of neurology in one of the premier National Institute of India, Idami University, Postgraduate Institute of Medical Education and Research, placed directly under the Parliament. So, with a large experience of life, 74 years, I do have experience exclusive dedicated to the medical profession for the last 52 years. So the question which I have been asked, which I have definitely one of the chapter which I have put in in my book is consciousness. So unless we are conscious, we are nowhere. It means no one is can live in this. Basically, we say the living or non-living, conscious or unconscious. So in that way, the consciousness. What is consciousness? Truly speaking, consciousness to a limit. It's not the right definition, but what we used to say, and now also we say as neurologists, is consciousness is awareness of self and surrounding. So we are aware. So there are a lot of things which I'm going to give you an example as far as the consciousness is concerned, of self and aware. Are we aware when we are sleepy? We may be aware of self. We are aware of self by virtue of the fact that we are having dreams. We remember dreams, our memory is there. So we are aware. Even if we are not having dream, we are in deep sleep, still we are aware that something good has happened, and in the morning we'll say, yeah, today I really enjoyed the sleep. So that's again consciousness. So that consciousness of awareness of self and surrounding limits itself. There are so many situations where one can say, for example, if somebody is sleepy and you pinch him or her, so what is going to happen? So that person is, you see, not exactly unconscious, but you can say that he's at least not vigilant, he's not conscious, he's not having alertness level, and that person is going to jump. Yeah, what is going to happen? So that person is conscious, but is not awake. There is another example. A person is under anesthesia. So in anesthesia, again, the person is not dead. The person is conscious, but you pinch that person, there is no reaction. So what is this consciousness? Where does this lie? What is its exact definition? Is this purely related with the living beings? Philosophically, does it exist in non-living? So there is a lot many things which can be said, asked, written, conceptualized. But then we cannot make a subject which is ambiguous and which is having a lot of opinions about that to be put forth before the audience, where the things are not their exact cup of tea. Rather, they want some simple, quick, and more acceptable, collectively acceptable answer. So in that way, I'll say the consciousness is when we are fully aware of self and surrounding, and during that period, we are able to form memories. So memory is one of the important things. For example, there are type of, my cup of tea is neurology, the epileptic patient. There are many epileptic patients who just, they are awake, they are doing everything. And they, for example, if they are driving a car, they are driving a car. Or if they are dancing, they are dancing. But in between, there is a lost. They are more like a fugue-like state. Their memory goes, they are knocked off the door. Are they unconscious? So even amnesia is also one of the important thing and for the consciousness, and is also not one of the important thing for the consciousness. So in that way, that person is walking, talking, and doing everything. I'll say somnambulism is walking during sleep, and the person is doing everything, but the person doesn't know. I'm sorry, I don't know yesterday night what happened, but something happened. Whether this is a normal behavior or whether this is a normal state of consciousness or awareness, or, that needs to be seen, that needs to be discussed, documented. So consciousness is surely one of the subject which is very, very important. And you see, there are different type of, as far as the animates are concerned, human beings are concerned, they are comprising of different things. One is, of course, what you are seeing is the physical body. Another is the mental bodies, or all that our concept, values, and behavior, emotion, thinking process. And third is some sort of energy is there, spirit. So this may be more like some sort of energy which is put in, and that is gone. Battery is gone. The cell phone battery is gone. So the person is dead. Just take him to the final journey. So is the consciousness is something like that? Maybe related with the body, related with the mind, related with the some sort of energy, or this is related with something like soul. And again, this is a different type of proposition as far as the soul is concerned. To a limit, one can say it, yeah, it can be something which is not clearly known, is something like soul. What is soul? So from where does it come? Does it lie in human beings? Does it lie in all the animals? Does it lie in the non-animals also? Is it a part of energy, or is this a part of matter? So we know it. As far as some people say, okay, those persons who are growing in shape and size, they are conscious. Are they? They are not. You see, we are talking of fission and fusion as far as the sun is concerned. Simple electron with the virtue of this reaction of chemical reaction of fission and fusion, this can become a huge energy like sun. So sometime maybe some spiritualistic thoughts, wisdom, they come forth that this can be one of the part of the soul. Just like there are rays from the sun. So is the ray different from the sun, or sun is different from the rays? It is the characteristic or the property of that. The water is wet. So we'll say, please have a bath with the dry water. This will look funny. So likewise, the consciousness is concerned, soul is concerned. Is this just like the soul is there, the exact thing from where the consciousness comes? Is this consciousness is a small fragment? Or is this a universal consciousness? Is this one thing? Or is this living thing, or this is non-living thing? As I'm saying that whether the non-living, they do have consciousness or not. So in that way, in case I go into the philosophy of energy and matter, you see, sometimes I say, only matter, from the matter only the energy comes. We come, we take the birth, we are living beings, we are energy, but we need matter for the energy. We need milk to get energy. So matter and energy, they go hand in hand. So matter is never destroyed, energy is never destroyed. They are each other, beneficial to each other. They are required for each other. It's nothing like symbiotic, but can be symbiotic. You know why? I'm saying that some people or some philosophers, theorists, they feel like that everything is just matter. Because it was sounding, because the matter is comprising of molecules, atoms, subatomic particles, some sort of electrical charges, positive, negative, or neutral. So in case there are some sort of particles which is negative, let's say electron, they are moving. So the movement is energy. So how come they are matter and they are not energy? So there is energy in the matter, and I'll say vice versa. And this sort of philosophy ultimately make us to think consciousness. Where is the consciousness? Is this the consciousness means movement? Again, I will quote Albert Einstein. He said, I know the law, third law of movement. I know the movement is life. I know the movement is energy. But who started the movement? I don't know. So where is the consciousness? Ultimately, we have to perceive that there is some sort of supreme authority. We have to give the name. Maybe God, maybe Lord Krishna, maybe Jesus Christ, maybe Allah. So maybe Lord Buddha. So anything. We have to conceptualize that there is something, there is some force which is hidden force. What is the meaning of that force? Why it is happening? In which way this is happening? Why there is a reaction, chemical reaction? Why a element, let's say if there is 52 elements, why they are having some sort of valencies, capacities, reactions, interactions, physics, chemistry, or various sort of thing. In case we are talking of the routine physics, quantum physics, or the other type of physics, the elemental, philosophical. So in that way, we really don't know where the consciousness starts from. But it is there. I feel that somehow in the womb of the mother, we know it. This is only few cells. They are not even discriminated in the body or the organs. And in the few cells, by somewhere around 18-20 weeks of pregnancy, they take the shape of a fetus. And something which comes inside. What is that? That is consciousness. And how we come to know? There is a movement. The child starts kicking. There is a movement. And the mother also feels, yeah, the child is growing and all that thing. And at the same time, as and when there is an exit, the person is not able to move, there is a total silence as far as all the organs are concerned, we say that there is no consciousness. The consciousness is gone. From where did it come? From where has it gone? We don't know. It's a concept. Till date, there are a number of theories which has been put forth as far as the consciousness is concerned. One of the important theories, whether we are getting consciousness from the phenomenon of relativity, from that is also known as emerging theory of consciousness. So that make sense to a limit, because everything is subject to relativity. Because I'll say that there are two fingers. This is smaller, this is bigger. So if there is only one finger, I cannot say this is smaller or bigger. So it's a phenomenon of relativity. If there is unconsciousness, I feel sometimes the meaning of a word lies in anonyms. If there is no anonyms, if there is day only, where is the night? If there is night only, where is the day? So in that way, one can conceptualize that this is an emerging theory of consciousness, and it's from theory of relativity. And sometimes we also feel that it's more like an illusion. Basically, we are all conscious. We were conscious. We are conscious, and we will be conscious. So it is just the consciousness. Sometimes funny, it comes into my mind. Everything is atom, nothing but atom. Both living and non-living, they are atom. Now also I'll say I am a billion and a trillion composition of carbon, nitrogen, and oxygen atoms, and I am these all chemical reactions going in. There is some sort of vibe, some sort of speech, some sort of things which is coming, which is meaningful to a person who has learned this language already. The language which is not learned by a person, to that person, this is not going to make any usefulness, and but for the body language. So I'll say the consciousness is a very complex phenomena, but all said and done, I'll say there is only one consciousness, and that is what is the universal consciousness. We are just a part of it. It is a drop in the ocean. It is just a glimpse, a fragrance in the sky. It comes, it plays its role, it's really shining, and then it goes away with its own shine. And we keep on contemplating, perceptualizing, prioritizing, yeah, this is this, this is this. Maybe someday this illusion will be produced to some sort of evidence that's open. Yes.
So, having beautifully explained consciousness, kindly tell our viewers what is RAS? R-A-S.
Yes. Basically, you are asking the neurological attributes of consciousness. Where lies the consciousness as far as our body is concerned? Again, there is a divided opinion. By and large, everyone will agree that the consciousness is a subject of brain. The consciousness lies in the brain. But which part of the brain? See, again, it has been seen, found in the patients also, after the brain injury also, after some sort of brain diseases also, and maybe some sort of experimentation in the lab also on the various animals, that this is the part of the brain which is responsible for consciousness. See, consciousness is important, and consciousness becomes little of poor value unless we are alert, vigilant. This vigilance, alertness, and consciousness in that way lies in the upper part of the central brain. The upper part of the central brain is the brainstem. The brainstem is different composition, but in the upper part of the brainstem lies the thalamus and the diencephalon, and we can say there are certain group of neurons, and there are some odd 100 groups of neurons, and that's what is known as the reticular activating system. Now, this reticular activating system is more like a filter. It behaves like a filter for all those impulses which come from our body, from the external world, to be passed to the brain or not. It is more like a check post. It is, of course, also having its connection with the emotions like amygdala, like other part of the brain known as limbic system, and certain other parts also. I don't like to go into detail. That's more like medicine. So in that way, I will say, as and when there is a problem as far as the brainstem is concerned, there is a loss of consciousness. And in that situation, in case there is a problem or an injury to the brainstem, person, because the brainstem is the area where lies the heart center, the pumping of the heart, lung center, the pumping of the homeostasis. Homeostasis is a virtue in which we keep the internal volume, the biochemistry of the total body with the external part. That's the homeostasis. That is all kept, the pH, the acidity, the basic material, the functioning oxygen, carbon dioxide, nitrogen, various electrolytes, hormones, by the reticular activating system. So homeostasis, emotions, thinking, as well as the composition of alertness is all made by the reticular activating system. And these are very, very important, these neurons, and they are responsible for our alertness also. So in case there is injury to this part of the brainstem or the reticular activating system, one becomes unconscious. If there is an injury, permanent injury, there is a more like a vegetable state. Then the human being is nothing more than a vegetable. Because they don't know who am I, where am I, who is he, who is she. All our special senses, routine senses, they go heavy. Only some reflex actions as far as the heart center, the lung center, or certain other areas working, and the person is just lying just like a vegetable. So a good number of persons, they feel, especially neurologists, neurosurgeons, they put forth their theory that as far as the RAS is concerned, or the reticular activating system is concerned, and the upper part of the brainstem is responsible for the consciousness, alertness. But I think this is responsible for so many other things also, because we say it more like a switch of two things, very important things. One is the circadian rhythm. I will tell you what it is. And another is a sleep-wake cycle. Now, sleep-wake cycle is just like I'll say, put off the switch, please. It's I don't know. I want to get into sleep, so I don't like light. So in that way, when we go into the sleep, so this is the reticular activating system. You can take this more like a switch, off and on switch, sleep and wake switch. So in that way, this behaves like that as far as the reticular activating system is concerned, and it is responsible for the circadian rhythm also. Now the circadian rhythm is, the things keeps on changing as far as our blood pressure is concerned, as far as our respiration is concerned. Actually, in fact, each and every part of our body, even the hormone level, in electrolytes, homeostasis, everything, blood pressure, it keeps on changing from minute to minute, second to second, even the heart rate, by virtue of the homeostasis, the requirement. For example, if I'm over here at a height of 4,000 feet, and I'm suddenly placed on the aeroplane to a the aeroplanes are different because they are pressurized and they are having different type of pressure around. But otherwise, suppose if suddenly I go to hill state and I'm exposed on the helicopter from 4,000 to 8,000 feet height, there are going to be problems there, but they are quickly going to be acclimatized by the reticular activating system. So the reticular activating system do take, it's not, it's more like a programmer. And for its execution, it has to take the help of so many things. Both the different type of nervous system is there. One is the automated nervous system. As far as our body is concerned, the organs are concerned, as far as the brain programming, processing and reprocessing is concerned, all these things need to be taken care of, accounted for by the reticular activating system. So this is one of the very interesting part of the brain, and knowing about and again this is of different types. I don't want to go into the more the anatomical breakups or the other things or the detail of the structure. I think this is what is meaningful, right? Yeah.
So, sir, what are the different types and levels of consciousness?
Yes, this is important. You see, consciousness means when we, as I said, about awareness of self and surrounding, but up to what level? You see, consciousness definitely needs 2 or 3 things along with this to be a consciousness in the right perspective. One is the alertness level, second is the vigilance, and third is the attention concentration. Because unless we are attentive, we are not conscious. Because, for example, if I'm just crossing a road or a traffic with a heavy traffic, in case I'm not fully alert or vigilant, but conscious, inadequately conscious, little drowsy, not attentive, then there is going to be a problem. Despite of being conscious, I am behaving more like an unconscious person. So in that way, one definitely needs to get into the various levels of consciousness. This is useful also to know about these things. Why? I will tell you. Gee, for certain things, we need surely, in the way I've told you, alertness level and vigilance and good attention concentration. See, we all step in as far as our life is concerned with lot of learning, good number of years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years of learning to make ourselves worth of existence. So in that way, we need attention concentration. So unless we are attentive, unless even for forming relations, even for taking a food properly, to be vigilant about, even ordering for the food, we are not fully aware of its pros and cons about our disease, about our health, about our requirement of the calories are concerned. So we need to be conscious everywhere, alert everywhere, so attentive everywhere. So that's definitely of immense use, a good attention concentration. After a day's work, hectic work, or most of us, we will like to postpone the things. We are not going to take up more things. I'll say, okay, a busy day, hectic day, sorry, I just want to relax. Or maybe it's a Sunday or the weekend. Then most of us, despite of the sleep time taking already 8 hours done, still we are a little drowsy. So we are not fully conscious. We just want to remain in the bed and want to remain or enjoy the maybe little drowsiness level. In that level, we are just cool, want to have more sleep, so that sort of thing. So we are not fully alert at that time. So that is, once the alertness levels goes down, there is a less of sleepiness, you can say. The next stage is the drowsiness. Now, drowsiness, drowsy person is when a person is conscious, but not totally unconscious. Not totally conscious also. Meaning by what? That the person looks like as if the person is sleepy. But then the level of the arousal level, the stimulus required is more. You are going to shoot, hello, how are you? So what is happening? So in that way, the stimulus required is more. And then that person will open the eye. But again, quickly goes into drowsiness. So drowsiness is a transient mode of consciousness which is brought to consciousness for a loud stimulus, but otherwise the person is drowsy. This is having its own linkage as far as the cause and effect is concerned. Why it is there, how is it there, can it happen in normal person? Yes, it can happen in normal person. Why not? A person who is sleepless for 2 nights, 3 nights by virtue of any commitment, so that person is going a little drowsy. Right. So, but all these things matter as far as the learning is concerned, as far as uptaking any skilled work is concerned, communication system is concerned, or as far as relationship is concerned, or making some sort of opinion, or making some sort of plans. So all these things are important as far as the level of consciousness is concerned. Thereafter, of course, we have discussed something about sleep. Now, sleep is a state when we are not unconscious. We know that we slept. We can somehow even contemplate by virtue of the biological clock, which again lies somewhere in reticular activating system and to a limit in the temporal lobe, that we have slept for 6 hours, 7 hours, or 8 hours, right? Sometimes there may be confusion as far as the duration is concerned, but otherwise, for example, if we have started this video clipping, or we can say that we have started about 15 minutes back or 10 minutes back. We will not start that this was started 2 hours back.
Yeah.
So this biological clock also tells us, so same is true as far as the sleep is concerned. We remain on the active mode. We form so many nice things during sleep. One of the very important thing is the garbage of the excessive thoughts.
Yes.
That all biochemical material which is of no use, that is just cleared during sleep. Our memory, they are converted from soft engrams to the definite chemical codes, that is also known as memory engrams.
Okay.
So in that way, that level of consciousness is also important. A good sleep is very good as far as the behavior is concerned, human immunity is concerned, as far as the next day uptake of skilled work is concerned, or the alertness level is concerned, or the coming out with the newer concepts, innovative ideas are concerned. So sleep is one of the very important things which is required. And unfortunately, this is being stretched by virtue of this telephone system or digital telephone system. We are just taking for granted. We like to do all those things at the cost of having less sleep. We'll say, okay, this is available to us. Rather than 8 hours, let me have 7 hours. Rather than 7 hours, let me have 6 hours. No, that's bad. So that's again a type of consciousness which requires its own authenticity and its own duration, and it's very, very important. And next comes the deep sleep. See, then comes different type of comas, as I've told you, that there can be a person maybe in coma as far as this is all medical terminology. When we'll say the person is unconscious, what is the level of unconsciousness in case we are going to communicate? Because all these language, all these rules, regulations, that is found by virtue of some sort of communication. Distant communication. So likewise, say he's earlier we used to say that he's in mild coma, he's in moderate coma, he's in severe coma. Nowadays we are having a various sort of yardsticks. We are having a nice yardstick known as Glasgow coma rating. So by virtue of that, we can say this is this much scoring is there, this much scoring is there, and that's useful also to know as far as the prognostication or the outcome of the disease is concerned. In case from the deep coma it comes to the mild coma, and then arousal is there, or drowsy is there, then we are more hopeful as far as the consciousness is concerned. So these are the various different levels of consciousness which we ought to know, and they are useful as far as our activity of daily living is concerned, as far as the programming, prioritizing the thing, as far as pursuing our thing, our aspirations, our sharing our emotions, relationship, everything. So that's why the level of consciousness is very, very important. Yeah.
So I can see that you have been using certain terms repeatedly, say consciousness, awareness, then there comes concentration, attention. So kindly tell us whether this consciousness is different from awareness, or are they the same thing?
They are not the same thing. Sometime what you asked, it passed through my mind. I'm conscious and I'm having memory. So let me tell you, as far as the computer is concerned, it is unconscious, but it's having memory.
Okay.
So the memory is there both in consciousness as well as unconsciousness person. Like machines, present day machines. Immense memory, maybe far more, they are easily available as artificial intelligence, quickly available as far as the memory is concerned. Not the whole of it like biological computer, because biological computer is so good. In nanoseconds, there are so many newer connections, they are formed, they are unformed. That is known as neuronal plasticity. So in that way, the concepts keep on changing. But memory and consciousness is not awareness. Awareness is something to conceptualize, that I know it. Knowingness is awareness. So the knowingness about what it means, it is the, again I'll say the knowingness is more like a relative phenomena. Because I have known that the sleep is this. I have known the unconscious like this. I have known that the unconscious and drowsy state is like this. So it's a phenomenon of relativity. So the knowingness, the grasping, for example, so you are a dog. So it is in case it is simple memory, somebody tells it's a dog, you tell the computer or the artificial intelligence it's a dog, they may come at the most, sorry, I disagree with you. Okay, but the other person, as far as the living being is concerned, and because there is awareness, so there are going to be hell of a thing which is going to start. There are a lot many emotions, lot many thought process. They will come immediately. He has told me, I'm a dog. He's no good. He's not a good friend of mine. He's just deceiving me. He's pulling my neck. He's a nagger. He's not in the right perspective. So all those things, they'll keep on coming. So basically, awareness means knowing own self. Now, awareness is, of different type. This is the beauty of awareness. And the awareness of though to begin with, I said, as far as the consciousness is concerned, it's awareness of self and surrounding. But consciousness, in the way I have discussed with you, is not awareness. Awareness is knowingness. Now, knowingness comes from consciousness. Of course, the prerequisite is consciousness. The prerequisite is memory. And unless there is a memory and consciousness, there cannot be the planting of that of awareness. Now, awareness means knowing, and knowing of self and around. See, I have to know, I have to be aware of everything around me. This may be living, this may be non-living. So I will fully aware of this thing, about my surrounding. Up to the extent I have to be fully aware in the present day. As far as the world is concerned, I'll say on the news media, this is happening, this is happening, this is happening, this is the outside world. It's not inside world. So I'm supposed to be aware for good living about all the living, non-living things around me, distant to me, are made available to me, or to my different perceiving organs, may it be eyes, ears, or other things. Because that is going to generate experience. And that is going to, because experience and ultimately very important as far as the awareness is concerned, or the knowingness is concerned. Because one becomes more and more and more aware as and when there is a more experience, right? So second way, the type of awareness I was talking about, the self-awareness.
Yes.
So that's very, very important. The self-awareness is going to create self-love, self-esteem. So unless I'm fully aware of myself, what am I, why am I, whom am I? So what is my target? What are the basic importance of my living? What I'm going to do? What is my desires? What are my attachments? Why I'm doing all these things? In which way I should try to move the things so as to fulfill whatsoever I want? So in which way the relationship can be improved? In which way I can place myself on a better platform, or can get some sort of increment, or I can get more money? So these sort of all these things are based on the experience, and that all things is happening inside. So we are at the same time, for example, if I'm talking to you, you are listening to me, you are aware of what I'm talking to you. But at the same time, your mind and your brain, you are listening to me, your brain is comprehending, they are getting aware of, and they are your brain is not memorizing thing, but deducing meaning out of it. But at the same time, your brain is talking to your own self also, that I'm talking something good, or I'm not talking something good, meaningful or useful. Whether the purpose on which we are clipping this video is getting fulfilled or not. So that is what is known as self-awareness. So that self-awareness is comprising of so many things. One of the important component of self-awareness is the emotional maturation, the emotional learning, the emotional fulfillment. Because that's nowadays I will say, because as far the brain is concerned, I'll say the IQ, the intelligence quotient, is related with the brain. Right. But as far as the EQ, the emotional quotient is concerned, this is related with the mind. So over here again, the philosophy of brain and mind comes in. And in that way, awareness is concerned, I will say this is linked more toward the mind rather than the this brain. So awareness of outside world, awareness of self. Then especially the self-awareness is more linked with the mind, right? There is another important thing. What is there is the self-unawareness awareness. There is a awareness, we know it, You can say, let's talk of intuition. Let's talk of destiny. So you know that there is destiny. You know this is my mind. This is the intuition. From where does this come? So I tell you the interesting thing, because I say do this neuroelectrophysiology day in and out. So you see if the nerve is damaged, so I try to stimulate the nerve. Okay, so the first stimulus, the potential is this much. On the same nerve, same quantum of stimulus, and the second stimulus this much, and the third stimulus this much, and the fourth stimulus is this much. But in a normal nerve, in case I give the stimulus and there is a potential, this is same quantum of stimulus, same quantum of the generation of the potential. But over here, there is a disease now. It means what? This means there are some current, right? Or there are some fibers. They are getting in additive effect. Additive means, for example, if I given, let's say, A amount of current. Again, I am giving A. Third time also I am giving A amount of current. So I am in that particular disease nerve, there is becoming A plus A, 2. So the potential is increasing. So same is holding true as far as the subconscious unaware mind is concerned. So it means there are some sort of electrical activities. This is known as subliminal electrical activity. So this is going on in our mind, some electrical waves, but they are not large enough to create awareness, the real awareness, but they are putting its impression as far as our subconscious mind is concerned, because that unaware awareness is also going to create some sort of codes, important codes as our behavior, emotion, thinking process, and cognitive functions as far as our living is concerned, interaction is concerned, and our placement is concerned in this world as a whole. So there are again different type of awareness. So we need to be aware of all the things. The third type of awareness, which is, I'll say, the subliminal type of awareness, one can get into that. So you can open, as far as you ask the request, you having the power, as far as your conscious mind is concerned, please, you are a gatekeeper, open the gate of the subconscious mind. So once you get into the subconscious mind, then you can talk with the subconscious mind. It listens to you. It's a data which is it's a sea of data. It's a sky of data which is available to each one of us. This is available, right? And then we can do the right type of data in the right time, and it's going to be going to make you really powerful person. You can dig out anything you want. You are empowered. Some of the human beings are empowered with so much as far as the subconscious mind is concerned. It's amazing. Its power is amazing. I have tried it on my own self. I will not like to go into detail of it, but I will say that this is such a thing. It's really enjoyable. And how can you go into as far as your subconscious mind is concerned? The best thing, the shortest route, I said in one of my other videos, is the meditation. With the meditation, this swarming of thoughts which are flowing, surging and roaming about here and there, something like 2,000 thoughts in 1 hour, they will be focused, narrowed. So you bring as less thoughts from 2,000 to 200 to 20, in case possible 1. That is the time when your conscious mind will open the door as far as your subconscious mind is concerned. That is the time when you are directly involved with the subconscious mind, which is more like a data. The huge data, good and bad, because the subconscious mind is your friend as well as foe. In case you are going to uptake, because the wisdom is there, you are using, because you are not unconscious, you are consciously unconscious, because as far as the samadhi is concerned, as far as the meditation is concerned, you are consciously unconscious. Your conscious mind is just going upon. But on the whole, you are clearing the path to go to the subconscious mind. So during that period of samadhi or the meditation or the focused consciousness, attention concentration, your brain, your mind is as sharp as laser, and you can laser waves, and you can dig out the data of your own interest. But it's a slow process. You have to need patience. You have to go slow, and there's no hurry. Why we want hurry and everything? Because I will say, even we earn day in and out to eat, and they are then fast food. Then the food has to be taken in no time. My father used to say, there are no teeth in my stomach. So you chew the food well in your mouth only. and you enjoy the food. You are enjoying everything. You are enjoying sex. You are enjoying some beautiful ring, or you are enjoying some newer natural scenes, nature's perspective. You are enjoying a wonderful song. But what about your food? Majority of the people, they are not taking balanced food, hygienic food, and enjoying the food. So this is again by virtue of having look, as far as awareness is concerned, to your unconscious awareness or subconscious mind is concerned. You can check all of good number of your disease. You can improve your immunity. You can check your obesity. You can do so many things.
Right.
Yeah, these are the various types of awareness.
Right. So
Yeah.
everything comes down to being aware and then being conscious of
Yes.
who you are and what you are
True.
doing,
True.
where you are.
True. True. True.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for explaining that, sir.
Yes.
And for our viewers also, we are in talks with the Dr. S.K. Bansal, who has uh, almost 52 years of experience in neurology and medicine. And we are today talking about his new book that he's been working on since last 2 years, Brain Mind Intricacies Unplugged. I'm sure this is going to be a really delightful read for all the people out there. Thank you so much.
Thank you.